Did you know that tomorrow, October 24th, marks United Nations Day? Today, we'll look at some facts about the UN that you may not know about. I'm Robin Kinderman, and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. The purpose of UN Day is to spread awareness and education about the activities of the United Nations, such as peacekeeping and human rights. As cities and colleges throughout the U.S. and around the world gear up to celebrate the World Government Building Organization, we thought we'd participate by sharing a couple not too well-known facts about the UN. Fact number one. One of the perks to being a diplomat at the UN is diplomatic immunity from U.S. laws. In 2014, the Wall Street Journal reported that diplomatic officials from more than 180 countries owe New York City over $16 million in unpaid parking tickets. The largest offender is Egypt, whose UN diplomats have accrued nearly $2 million in parking violations and about 17,500 summons, according to New York City's Department of Finance. Fact number two, the WTO. No, not the World Trade Organization, but the World Toilet Organization. This UN-recognized nonprofit organization is dedicated to accomplishing Agenda 2030's Sustainable Development Goal number 6, to ensure availability and access of sustainable water and sanitation for all by 2030. On July 24, 2013, the UN General Assembly adopted UN Resolution 67-291, which officially observes the 19th of November as World Toilet Day. Not sure how we're supposed to celebrate that one. Let's move on to fact number three. According to the Council on Foreign Relations, the U.S. contributed more than $10 billion to the UN in 2017. That's your tax money being given to an organization whose goal is a one-world government. Fact number four. Whenever the UN claims there's a crisis, they take full advantage of the situation to promote more global governance and power to themselves. Take, for instance, their so-called crisis of climate change and their solution of Agenda 2030. Since the end of World War II, globalists have long boasted how the UN is part of a plan to create a one-world government with global lawmaking and enforcement powers. One of the UN architects who attended the UN founding conference in San Francisco was John Foster Dulles. In his 1950 book, War or Peace, Dulles wrote, "The United Nations represents not a final stage in the development of world order, but only a primitive stage. Therefore, its primary task is to create the conditions which will make possible a more highly developed organization." Further on in his book, he stated, "I have never seen any proposal made for collective security with teeth in it, or for world government, or for world federation, which could not be carried out by either the United Nations or under the United Nations Charter." The UN's goal is nothing less than world government. And if you want to see what it's like to live under UN rule, visit the Ivory Coast or Haiti, where hundreds of UN peacekeeping soldiers have systematically raped and abused women and children. In a letter to the UN, Ezili Danto, president of the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network, wrote, "In 2007, it was discovered and reported that girls as young as 13 were having sex with UN peacekeepers for as little as $1 in Haiti." Here at JBS, we call October 24th the UN Day of Shame, and you can see why. Please contact Congress and urge them to pass H.R. 204, the American Sovereignty Restoration Act of 2019, to get us out of the UN. Until next week, take care, God bless, and have a happy UN Day.